Okay, guys, to find trading setups for the day, I was looking at the volume spikes, and in altcoin markets, it is very easy to find setups like this because obviously we see movements that range between 30 to 50% on a regular basis, right? So, on today's video, guys, I'm going to share with you two of the interesting short trading setups, and the assets which we are going to be shorting includes SLP USDT, which stands for Smooth Love Potion. And I know that the name is ridiculous, but that is where we are in the crypto market. And along with that, we are also going to be taking a look at EPS USDT, which is nothing but Elipsis. So these two altcoins are up by over 30% each, and the first one which we are going to take a look at right now is over 50% above the previous levels. So obviously a lot of things is going on. The volume spike is too evident and the technical analysis are crystal clear on this one, guys. So follow along and let us see what these two pairs have to offer. First and foremost, guys, this is the 4-hour chart, and whenever you see patterns like this on the 4-hour chart, you need to understand that obviously the price is way too stretched, and just look at the amount of time the price has spent in the overbought territory, guys. Like, it has been hovering around the equilibrium zones for a very long time, and whenever this kind of liquidations occur, it just means that the people who were over leveraged above the 2 cents mark just got hammered, and whenever that kind of pain occurs in the market, obviously the people are going to enter into a chaotic state, right? Like, obviously the bulls are happy even though they didn't have much going for them. They just are under the impression that they made a good pick, but on the other side, the short sellers who were over leveraged are regretting their choice, not because their initial bias was wrong. Instead, it was all about the timing, and obviously the leverage factor worked against them. So that is all you need to know on the fundamental side, because regardless of what kind of narrative is out there, the ultimate thing which is in front of our eyes is the chart pattern. And obviously, guys, technical analysis is our only tool, which is a quantifiable metric. With that being said, guys, diving onto the charting patterns, obviously the price is in the extreme zone, so reversal is bound to happen, and the only question is when. And to add to our analysis, guys, if you go to the daily time frame, we can see a crystal clear descending channel. So this is how the chart looks like on the daily time frame, and if we just connect one of the previous highs towards the current trading zones, it will show us a crystal clear descending channel. And the important thing is that, guys, even if you connect the bottoms, this is how it is going to look like. So it is very clear that the bears are in control, and just look at the way the price is struggling to even touch 100-day moving average. And even if you look at the previous examples when it touched, guys, just look at the candle tape. It just means that there is no actual liquidity or retail side buying around these zones, which means the price reversal is going to be immense, and the volatility is there only for one thing, which is because of over leveraged traders. So obviously we are in a downtrend. There is no denying that fact, and though we can't predict the exact top price because it is just based upon human emotions and it is impossible to quantify that, our bets needs to be on the short side because that is where the probability edge is. And even on the daily time frame, guys, the price is way too overbought, and this kind of top heavy patterns always have to go back to mean reversion. So that means from the current trading zone of almost 3 cents, the price is going to plummet towards off of it, which is like 50%, which means 0.015 cents mark, and that means it is just a little bit downside of the last support zone on the 4-hour chart, and this is how it's going to look like, guys. So in terms of risk reward ratio, we are aiming for roughly around 50%, so that is indeed a huge mark, and it is wise to close down at least 80% of the position and at around 0.018 cent mark, and from there onwards, guys, it is just better to leave the underlying stock with a tight trailing stop loss so that you will earn yourself a risk-free trade on one front, and on the other you have taken enough thing off the table so that even if the price reverses or gets into the stagnant narrow mode, you will make some money out of it. And at the end of the day, with movements like over 40% plus with no leverage, this kind of thing is indeed a huge setup. So it definitely deserves a spot on your watch list, and the rest of the thing. The time will tell us how it is going to turn out. But just mark down these zones, guys, so that it will become easy to follow along when the ultimate thing unfolds. And considering the kind of trading volume it has got in the last 24 hours alone, we will find the answer to our question pretty soon. So keep this in mind. Always keep an eye on the IR charts because it clearly shows us what is unfolding and who is in control. And the lower time chart is just going to help you optimize your entry. And in this scenario, given how stretched the price is, it is no brainer that it is going to snap back real soon. Even though, guys, EPS or Elipsis hasn't got the same amount of trading volume spike as the SLP USDT. Most of the things we discussed there applies for this trade also, because even here on the daily time frame, the bears are in complete control, and all we are seeing for a long period of time is just trend line touches, guys. So this is how it looks like on the daily time frame, and right now the price is still within the band, but in the shorter time frames it is above the extreme zones, and right now it is touching the trend line in a perfect manner, guys. So whenever the price is near the trend line, it means the volatility is going to explode, because this is where majority of the decision making occurs, right? Like many people will either be in the euphoric state and opening new positions, and on the other hand, people will be booking their profits and hoping for the best, right? So this zone is likely to see a lot of action, but once again, guys, the short is the way to go, because the growth it has experienced is unsustainable. And for this one, guys, the target is around 17 cents, which is precisely the last support zone. So you can see within 2 days the price is up by a remarkable percentage, which is why it just has to snap back down, and we are potentially looking at around 30% towards the downward side without any leverage. So given how low this coin is priced, obviously it is very easy to get in and out, and it is listed on Binance as well. So liquidity is plenty, and since the confluence is great, and even with 300 or 500 bucks, it is easy to see meaningful profit. It is something which should be on your radar. And the wonderful fact about this kind of trades is that since they are so volatile and since they get placed into extremes very often, they do add up very quickly. So mark down these zones, guys, and come back to this video after a couple of days or weeks maximum and let me know how it turned out. So these two trades are the ones which caught my attention and I am committed with for the time being, and let us see how quickly the target zones will get raided. So that's it for the day, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you want to catch trading setups like this one, then make sure you check out the links in the description section below. Subscribe to our channel to get all the latest updates. See you on the next one.